Google Tasks is a free and easy to-do list application. Not many people know it even exists, but it can live inside your Gmail and on web alongside Google Calendar. It's going to help you do a wide range of things like make lists, organize tasks that may even be inside Google Docs, and even get you to save your emails really quickly. Today we're going to uncover everything that you need to know about Google Tasks and how to get started. This video is kindly sponsored by Zapier. You'll hear a little bit more about them later. So let's start with some of the basics about Google Tasks. The best thing is you can download it on iOS and Android for free and on desktop. But it's not available in a Mac or Windows version, but lives as a web app as part of your Google Workspace experience. Now you're probably wondering, how does that look? So you can see up here, you can switch into task mode to find it quickly. But if you're using Google Calendar, you can even open it as a tab on the right-hand side. So what can Google Tasks do? And it's very much a simple task management experience. So here's what it looks like on mobile, and it's very, very simple. You can organize your lists as these tabs up here on the top, and you can even organize a task to go in them. Now, as you can see, you can add more detail to each of your tasks, which essentially serves as a description for each of your tasks, as well as adding a time and date, and also a no repeat or a repeat for those routine-based tasks. You can also add a star as well, which helps you to save an item to your starred area. And as you can see, it appears in the list that you created it in. Now down in the bottom right corner, you can organize them, renaming the list and sorting them. And over on the left hand side, you can even change the list that you're in. But it's very basic as all is. Google Tasks gets a lot more powerful when you've got it on your web access. So we're going to dive into some of the features and how it's helpful there. So I mentioned a moment ago that you can go up here and press switch to tasks. This essentially turns it into Google Tasks mode and blocks out the entire experience to be focused just on Google Tasks, something they didn't even have before, which is a really big time saver. So you can scroll through all of the lists that you create, but one of the nice things is you can actually choose what lists you want to appear. So for example, if you only want work related ones and you don't want your tasks to relieve on there, you can see that they can appear like this. Now the good thing is you can move them if you don't find the order to which they create suitable and shuffle them across, which is nice. Now the benefit to having this view is it can also be reflective of a Kanban experience. So for example, if I wanted to get rid of these lists and create do, doing, done, I could create a task and move them across the relevant areas to indicate the success of a project that I'm doing. So that is one of the benefits of it being Kanbanized and a helpful way for you to organize stuff. Now down here, you can create a new list and you can add a title of anything, list ABC, and you can add a task accordingly. And as you can see, all the details go in. There's a few prompts like today, and you can even set a recurring reminder, for example, after a certain date or happens every single day, which means that it will nudge you on your phone if you've got push notifications on. Ever wanted to automate things, but you lack the coding skills? You can now do that with Zapier with no code. Zapier is the leader in automation, allowing you to take your workflows to the next level with a suite of automation tools. You can go from an idea to reality in no time, setting up triggers for simple workflows and for even more advanced ones. That's why over 2.2 million companies use and trust Zapier. And thanks to Zapier for sponsoring this video. Now over here, you can find the starred area in which you can find a narrowed down list of the things that are most important to you. And you can even add a starred item directly into the starred list. So if I want to go to, I can create a list up here and I can organize into what list it goes into, add a more detailed description, and even choose an all day one, which might be even more helpful. And you can press save to make that possible. Now, one of the things that you can do is part of Google's workspace experience is access these apps along the right hand side. And you can toggle between the lists that you've got part of, create a new list if you do wish, and click into tasks as well as adding more detail to them, which is very, very helpful. But it can get even more helpful when you're inside of a Google document. For example, if you create even a checkbox inside a Google Doc, if I create a checkbox very simply like that and add a task like event details, then this little assign as a task appears on the left hand side, and I can go into it and type in my name and add a date and even press assign as a task. And this is really good because it's created a task for me and I can go over to here and find the relevant task in my relevant list I've created. It also attaches the document and details to it, which makes it a bit more accurate in terms of finding the location of the context if you're working on a project. Now this doesn't end here. You can assign stuff to work colleagues as well. If you're working with other people, you can assign stuff to them as well, which means it'll appear inside of their natural Google tasks as well. You need to make sure you share permission to that document in particular with the other person if you're assigning tasks, and you can't do that inside a Google app separately. But that's how they appear. You're able to see the assigned tasks and you can complete them, and naturally they'll be updated on this right hand side, which is nice. So that's how you get the Google Documents integration going with this application. The other thing you can do is use Gmail. So here's an email that I've got inside of my inbox. One thing I can do is drag an email into my tasks area, and it will correlate the email that has just been dragged in directly into Google Tasks, which means I can check find the best coffee here. And now that is a task, and if I press into it, it instantly backdates it and finds it. And then I can still add details to it. For example, organizing it into an area. So if it's now in the to-do area, and I can even add details like what day I want to complete it on and things like that. So being able to drag emails in is a massive benefit for those who struggle with inbox overwhelm and use Gmail every single day. So one of the final superpowers that Google Tasks offer is the ability to create subtasks. And you can create subtasks by pressing add a subtask, and you can also be able to add more detail. If you press enter, you can continue this and start writing some more. So now this item has subtasks as part of it. This is perfect for checklist or holiday items accordingly. So one of the final tricks up our sleeve is being able to use Google Tasks and time block them or see them inside of your Google account, and that's calendar, of course. So if I go over here and press this, you can see that one of my items that I created earlier and assigned it to another email address, which I own, appears inside of the account, which is very helpful. But you can see here, this is my actual access, and you need to make sure you activate that. And now you can see all of the tasks that you completed. So one of the benefits is you can drag stuff around and it will update accordingly in Google Tasks, and you can even mark it as complete without leaving the experience. Any routine stuff will appear on a routine basis, which means it will appear as an all-day event daily, and you can even set it to all day at 9 AM, for example. So for those who like to see stuff in their calendar, this is a great addition. So that's everything about Google Tasks. It's a free, simple to-do list app that's going to help you do quite a lot of things. There's, if you use Google Workspace, a lot of different ways you can use it with Gmail, with Google Documents, and with Google Calendar to optimize your daily performance. So those are all of the ways that you can get started with Google Tasks. Hopefully this video was helpful and showed you the wonders that is Google Tasks. Make sure to subscribe if you're brand new, check out Zapier if you're interested, and explore more tools over on Toolfinder. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I'll see you very soon. Cheerio for now.